We are programmed to live in pretense. This is a sentiment, not an exact quote, but an idea from John Trudell from his book, Lines from a Mind. He's talking about how everyone's minds are mined in order to, be broken enough to live in the society that we have. He's very interesting because, all this stuff that comes to us from people in the native tradition is so interesting because they are seeing our culture from outside of it. We, as spiritual seekers, are seeing our culture from inside of it and trying to figure out how to break through. So all these observations from outside of it are very interesting and informative to us. We're trained to live in pretense, and it is so deep. Like we have religions, full religions that are just full of like insane stories. And we're told if you don't believe this story, you'll go to hell. And it creates this crazy loop inside of our heads of, because when you believe something that's not true, when you're living in a lie, you're very intelligent. So your mind makes up stories and stories and stories to justify and retell these lies to yourself. In what the Native Americans called the conquering societies, in these conquering societies, which is the society I come from, more than likely the society that you come from, in these conquering societies, we have been living this lie for centuries, a long, long time, and everyone's been caught in this loop. And so then we're trying to justify ourselves within this loop. And it's created a mad world because the whole world that we live in, our culture, is removed from and divided from and separate from reality. Change the word reality to spiritual. There is an entire spiritual world that's real and ripe and understandable, and we live separate from that. So the question is, what do we do? How do we break through this loop? I think there's a couple of very easy things to think about. One, realize it's a loop and you're caught in it. And every attempt that your intelligence has at breaking through this loop is not going to work because your intelligence is going to just go around and around and around in the loop. So we're almost victims of our own intelligence. So don't ever think you're stupid because you're stuck in this loop. The more intelligent you are, probably the more stuck you are in it because the more you're able to, attach meanings to all sorts of different things. So one, just totally admit you're in this loop, but that your thinking intelligent mind can't see it or define it or understand it because we're stuck inside of it. John Trudell, he sees us from the outside. And so he has some clues to give us. So one, understand that you're in this loop. Two, understand that you're in this loop. So that means that you can get out of it, just not using the tools that you use to stay in the loop. You got to do something totally, radically different to jump out of it. And again, just simply admitting that this loop exists is a radical step because we're not supposed to see it. The only way it can have power over us is if we don't see it. So maybe you're still not clearly seeing all the details of this loop, but simply totally admitting that it's there, we're in it. We are taught to live in pretense. Then 3, the tools of non-duality are designed to get us out of this. Literally, that's their job. Non-duality, not two. It's just telling us you are not separate. And the second that you see who you are, that who you are just naturally has no separation. So boom, it's gone. Phew. You can jump right through the loop over to the other side. Here's a quick little story I heard about Krishnamurti. So he's sitting giving his talks, and Krishnamurti was very intelligent and kind of a dry speaker, and he would tend to like get way into trying to describe things and totally confuse his followers. And one day he tried to make it simple, and he said, all you have to do is just open the door and walk out. It's just like you open the window and there's the outside. You just step right through and out you go. And the seeker raised his hand and looked at him and said, but Krishnamurti, my window has been painted shut so tight that I can't get it open. And Krishnamurti goes, what if the house was on fire? How quick would you go through that window, right? So maybe this is the other thing to know. You are stuck in a loop. Your thoughts can't see it because your thoughts create it. You, however, are always free of it. You can step right through it. And the world is on fire. Like literally, the world is on fire. We need to step through this loop to the other side where we're not living in pretense, where we're living in what Nisargadatta calls the truth, the undefinable, always there truth. The clues: who are you? You are not two. You're you in the vast unity of existence.